So this is the weekly rainfall outlook. Most of the rain again will be focused across the top end with this tropical low or tropical cyclone Fina. Currently category 1, expected to get to category 2. We're in a high energy period, so being a small compact system, providing it can stay slightly west of the territory coast there, we could see a stronger system, but very small, very compact. Most of the severe weather will be highly coastal until landfall around that Columbaroo, Kununurra, or coastal areas to the north of Kununurra in the Joseph Bonaparte Gulf. I had a look at this in my forecasting system. I didn't forecast this obviously, but looking at how it can track, we can see a track anywhere down towards the sort of Mitchell Plateau. So if this system stays offshore, we could see that system crossing down as far as the Mitchell Plateau if it doesn't cross in the Joseph Bonaparte Gulf. So just be aware of that this track could shift further west before it moves more further south, and that'll be around the 24th, 25th. They'll be expecting landfall at the end of this high energy period, which ends on the 24th. So yeah, that's my take on this. But anyway, where there's good model agreement, this thing will go to the general southwest anyway, and the BOM has it forming into category 2. That's the official forecast. So today, obviously the heavy rainfall with this tropical system, we'll see focus of rain across the peninsula. So the low will pull in a northwest to northeast flow. It'll move around clockwise, and for that reason it'll pull in moisture from the northern Coral Sea into the peninsula, as well as along the Arnhem Coast and far northern parts of the top end. There's that low that's moving onshore on the midwest, so that's bringing those showers and storms through the Gascoyne, Midwest, Goldfields, wheat belt down towards the southern coast. So within there's embedded storms anywhere up to 50 mils. So just be aware of that. They'll be quite tightly packed, high potential for short duration heavy rainfall, and that's just because of this influence of the Indian Ocean that should be able to wrap into this system. It's not shown by the models, but going off the last system, that's what should happen. There's some isolated storms possible around Mackay with Sundays, but there's not much rain in those, and generally clear elsewhere except for Western Tasmania. Thursday, tomorrow, the 20th, the same thing, that low in Western Australia, it starts to push further inland. So the low is centred over the inland of Western Australia, the eastern interior, and there's a ridge to the south, so that the squeeze between those two will produce some showers and storms anywhere from the Euclid coast through to Esperance and then to the Midwest. So sort of that southern goldfields to Esperance, Albany and east to Euclid, focus for showers and storms, and there's some heavy rainfall potential through that southern coastal area there, Esperance to Norseman, and sort of west there towards Albany and inland and southwest land division. Again, this won't be widespread like shown, but it just shows there'll be some localised heavy rainfall, so just be aware of that. There shouldn't be any hail or anything, just heavy falls, and that'll be on a northeasterly flow from South Australia, so there could be a lot of heat involved in this as well. So again, that'll add that volatility to the atmosphere. Generally clear in the east, just some patchy storms, not a lot of rain, maybe some hail, but no real significant signals through eastern Australia. Again, that focus is up from the far north peninsula to the Arnhem Coast. You can see that low tropical cyclone is still offshore, so a lot of the effects won't really be affecting anyone or anything, and it'll be quite hot through northwest and western Australia as a result of that tropical system being where it is into Friday. So that southern feature now moves into southern parts of South Australia, anywhere from Ceduna west to the Eyre coast, sort of east of Esperance. There's a small corridor of showers and storms, anywhere 5 to 30 mils is possible. Again, these will just be isolated thunderstorms, so don't get overly excited with this. This part of the coast doesn't really see much rainfall, and with that tropical system up to the north, there won't be a lot of moisture travelling down through the central interior. So with the tropical system plus the desert, there's a low chance of this being extensive rainfall here. So while it looks good, it won't be very, very favourable. And this high pressure ridge to the south will push an onshore flow along the New South Wales coast. So anywhere north of the Illawarra into the central west, northwest slopes and plains, there'll be some scattered thunderstorms. Because it's a high energy period, these will be can become severe. Not a lot of rain in them, so gusty winds and potential for hail. So anywhere from southern Queensland through to the general northeast of New South Wales, just be planning for gusty winds and some hail within thunderstorms for Friday. And we see the tropical cyclone Fina is now crossing the coast. It sort of skirts the coast around that Tiwi Islands and far northern Darwin Daily. So, and you can see the rain that's moving on shore. It's it's highly coastal. So there'll be some extreme rainfall in this. Don't get me wrong, but it'll be like we saw over the last few days, where it was highly coastal falls of 1 to 300 mils, and with the system so tightly packed, that wind field will be very tightly packed as well. So very, very small severe weather area. We'll have a look at the winds next to have a look at that exactly, but you can see the rain's not really penetrating inland very far at all. Saturday, Fina, it's probably, if it stays offshore, it'll still be a cyclone, but if it's onshore like this, it won't be. And you can see that with those convergent zones, so winds will come in from the northwest, it'll shift to the northeast, falls 1 to 300 plus mils easy, anywhere from the Darwin Daily coast, west to the Arnhem coast, east to the Arnhem coast, right across that northwest corner of the Northern Territory. Severe weather risk for heavy rainfall and localised flooding and damaging winds. There's a secondary front that moves onshore through the far southwest of Western Australia. It'll again bring 5 to 20 mils to that southwest land division, mostly those coastal districts from south of Perth to Esperance, and it'll sort of be a northwesterly biased wind, if that helps. So there'll be some moisture potential in there coming in, and because there's an upper trough interacting with this surface low, we'll have the hot, dry, moist interaction. So there could be some hail again from around the 22nd moving into the 24th for this southwest corner. And the previous front that moving through South Australia, there's some patchy showers and storms. Again, they'll be sort of west of the ranges, so the Eyre Peninsula, York Peninsula, possibly into the mid-north. I wouldn't be sort of banking on this. It'd be further south and through the Adelaide region, west of the ranges into the southeast. And by Saturday, those storms through New South Wales will be starting to enhance with some moisture as well, as this next front sort of comes in behind, and we have the onshore flow coming in from the north, from the Coral Sea. So there's higher rainfall potential for the southeast, mostly eastern New South Wales for Saturday. Again, these severe storms here can contain hail. Into Sunday, we won't go any further than this, just due to Tropical Cyclone Fina. We have this front starting to clear out through southern Western Australia. So we'll see a clearing trend with a southwesterly flow on the backside of this frontal system from the 23rd into the 24th. Rain should be clearing for Esperance, particularly further west into western coastal Western Australia. So the focus will be sort of that southern coastal district into the southeast of Western Australia. And then the previous front that built through Western Australia on the 29th, it moves offshore into the Tasman. It'll enhance showers and storms anywhere from East Gippsland right up to southern Queensland, so the Darling Downs. Along those eastern coastal districts, there will be severe storms with hail potential, particularly up through northeast New South Wales, southeast Queensland. So again, these won't be blanket falls like shown. It just shows this potential for anywhere from 10 to 50 mils. We know from previous events that those totals are a lot less than what's been shown, and the storms have been a lot smaller than forecast, and they're moving quite quickly as well. So when I was down in Sydney the other day, we had those widespread storms moving through, and the storms were moving that fast that there was barely 2 mils on the ground. If you watch them on satellite, they were moving at warp speed. So while they might be severe warned, they're not really getting the chance to put much rain on the ground, and that's not until they get up towards the southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales corridor. So just be aware of that there. And then obviously the exact location of Fina, the bomb keeps it offshore more than what this model does. So there's still a lot of variability. If the low's onshore, it will be a low and a rain depression. If it's offshore in the Joseph Bonaparte Gulf, we're looking at a tropical cyclone. So have a quick look at the winds, and then we'll move on to this climate outlook for the next few months.